here we are yet again. Today is an off-the-cuff day, which I've decided to do when I, for whatever reason, get to Sunday and haven't written anything yet. So here we go. Psalm 131 and the story of Anna the prophetess. These two go together in a really cool way, I think. I want to be very clear that I don't truly believe that the woman who wrote Psalm 131 is Anna the prophetess, but I think it shows a really great connection. So there's many, I think, who believe that Psalm 131 is written by a woman based on the language that is used and the imagery of God that is used. That this is a woman who connects with God, has found a way to speak with God and hear from God in a way that is familiar to her as a woman who breastfed her child or children, right? And understanding that connection between mother and child during that time, the bond that it provides, the satiation that comes when a crying child is placed at her mother's breast. That is what she is speaking about. That type of calm and peace and contentedness, satisfaction, peace. That's what's happening as she makes her way to Jerusalem to worship God as indicated in the law. She connects with God in a way that is meaningful to her. So fast forward, this is 33 days to be exact, after Jesus is, not 33 days, that's not right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is one of very few glimpses we get into the child Jesus. We see his birth. Many of us know the story of the 12-year-old Jesus who stays behind and causes panic in his parents. This is a story less often told. This is the story of Jesus's dedication in the temple, but it progresses from Mary and Joseph adhering to the law to meeting with Simeon, who has his own reactions, gives a word to Mary, and then we have Anna. Now, if you notice, in the text in Luke, Simeon's words are recorded. Anna's words are alluded to. Mary's reaction to Simeon's words, we don't even have a glimpse. Now, those of you who are parents can imagine Mary's reactions to Simeon's words because they weren't exactly uplifting and encouraging, but we're not given that. And that's interesting to me. Not surprising, of course, after what we've been doing these last nearly 40 weeks, I think. But with Anna, I find it so fascinating. This is a woman who's 84. She spends her time at the temple in a state of ongoing worship, prayer and fasting, delivering the word of God as given to her to all who come through the gates. She is there. She is waiting for the child because she knows the child is coming because she is a weaned child sitting at her mother's knee, listening to the wisdom of her mother and guidance. That is why it is so crucial to have expanded understandings of how we can relate to God. Because let's be clear, God is not any kind of human understanding that we have, right? God is not a human male. God is not a human female. God is not truly an eagle, right? People can accept those images much more than they can accept the image of God as mother, which is frightening to me. Anna, if you look at her, especially through the context of Psalm 131, which she likely would have known, it's this beautiful picture of a woman who has lived her life listening to her mother guide her step by step. And now here she is. After 84 years, a long life of being a widow, and she sees and meets her Messiah, this child, come to save the world. And Anna is one of the first to profess who he is, and one of the first to begin telling others that the child has come. Because while it does not specify that, let's be clear, this is how Anna lived her life. Spreading messages to all who were willing to receive them in the temple from the mouth of God. So why would she not, after meeting this child, continue? She was a prophetess, and she witnessed in the very best way. Not in a judgmental, what other word do I want? Not in like a bash you over the head kind of way that often happens. Just in a, let me tell you what God has shown me. Do with it what you will. Friends, I know there are many of you here watching and engaging in some ways. I hope that as we continue through this process, you begin to understand your relationship with God in a new and expanded way. And I hope that if what we talk about each week settles into your soul and gives you the peace that the psalmist describes, that you would then share that with other people, with the women who need to hear it, with the girls who need to know that they are equally as valued and welcomed, that they too have words to share, that they too can listen for their mother, that they can receive her calm and her food and her peace. I hope that you will take those messages and give them to those who need them most. Thank the men in your spheres who already know these things. Challenge them to preach them and to teach them and to talk about them. And spread this word, whether that's sharing through email, having a conversation over coffee, tagging or sharing the video on social media, whatever it is. Let's get this word out there, because you know what? Anna's story deserves to be told. It's so small, even in comparison to Simeon's. Simeon gets clear words. We know the words that he speaks. We don't know the words that Anna speaks. I think that's sad and disappointing. We know, it seems obvious at least, that Psalm 131 is penned, spoken at minimum, spoken by a woman. And yet that's not the story that's told. Tell these stories. Let's get these stories out there, because these are the ways that other children of God learn that they also are called and have a purpose and also can relate to God in the way that helps them know that they are seen just as they are created to be. Because make no mistake, she is called. She is listening, and she is speaking. Thank you for continuing to be here. Let's get this word out there, and I will see you again next week.